of drama has happened since the last time I spoke with him in regards to painting this stinking thing. I had painted it and then all the paint wanted to wrinkle up, so I had to strip all of it, and that was not fun. Got all that done, so got a couple coats of base on here. We still got to add clear, letting this flash off. We're gonna go ahead and assemble the engine. Did a couple things in the engine bay while I was here. Added like this cutout portion here, so if I ever want to do a fender exit deal, then I have a perfect window for a 5-inch downpipe to go out. Got it all painted up. Reassemble the engine. We got the heads back, got them decked, so they are ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and go on time lapse because this is just basic stuff. And what you say?
We need to turn this over so we can torque these down.
Oh yeah, some of these lobes are actually up on the stroke. We need to, like Alex was saying, rotate the motor over, and then we can actually properly torque the rocker arms on. He's getting passenger side bank on. He got the push rods in, get the clutch and everything mounted up, get our twin disc McLeod all situated. I might actually wait to do that because we need to use lift plate. I didn't think about that until just now.
Well, we'll do that until we get that.
Yeah, we'll have to wait until we get the motor on, like the dolly and stuff.
Yep.
So I got that all moved around for absolutely no reason and nicked the valve cover for no reason. Sweet. Still got you guys up on time lapse. We'll go ahead and resume that and keep on trucking. Motor is all assembled. As you saw, we got the twin disc McLeod all situated, and then what you just saw us doing was kind of modifying a master for a remote bleeder setup. So just bought a couple fittings, made a remote bleeder instead of having to try to shove a stinking socket up in there and bleed it and everything. Now we can just do it right down here, so that'll make that task a lot easier. Now we'll go ahead and mate the trans up to the engine, and then we're one step closer. No, we only recorded a little bit last night. Got more time-lapse stuff than we did actually work stuff, but you saw time-lapse of us trying to get the trans on, and reason why we were fighting that thing is because Evan has an issue with buying parts that he doesn't need, nor reading the instructions when he buys them. So I bought this extended throwout bearing, just a solid brass one from Tick Performance, and I was like, ooh, that's really interesting and sweet. And in my head, the concept of an extended one to support the input shaft made sense, until it didn't make sense, and we had it in the car, or in the engine, and we were trying to put the trans on, and it was getting like that shoulder right there, it was getting that far away from actually seating up against the bell housing, or to the engine side, and I'm like, what in the world's going on? So we pulled the motor off, checked the the plates and the clutch and everything, and kind of gave up on it last night. Maybe thought it was the slave cylinder, since I'm running a McLeod, however you pronounce that, twin disc. And came over this morning, was messing around with it again, and then came to the realization that this is literally was just the input shaft was buttoned up against this face and wasn't seating that extra like ½ inch. So got another one put in there. Got the wiring harness in the engine bay, at least like the front like chassis harness for the headlights and all that fun stuff. The brake booster in, got the Tick Master cylinder in there. Now I just got to get the brake lines and fuel line, the hard lines all mounted back up. We can get the motor put in. That's why we have it sitting on that dolly, so we can just wheel it over here and drop her in. You can see yourself. You can see yourself. Why does the camera do that? What, the front door? I think I'm just gonna leave the front fender off and just bolt the front bumper on and just roll around with stock shocks. How freaking sick that would look. We're gonna go ahead and get to work. I have time lapse. You guys are up on the side of the lift that we never talk about because we don't have a lift, and we're gonna do this the hard way, right? We don't have a lift.
No such thing.
No such thing as a lift. We don't have lifts. We are men. That's like, why? Why are you there? Why?
I get it.
Why are you the way you are?
Looking at a junkyard website.
Yeah.
For a hood for a stupid car, and you can literally like get half a car. So we got half a car.
Oh, you mean like the one I have down here? The one I have down here, but this year, which in theory it just is a sawzall away and a couple legs from being a roller.
It's more or less, what do you do with the other half?
Chuck in the trash.
In the dumpster.
I mean, seriously, I think I have another half outside the front. We can just weld those two together.
Put the saw front end on my car.
All right, we're gonna get to work on this thing. Get these stuff all situated. I'll be dead.
What's the most annoying noise in the world?
A jack stand rolling across the shop floor. Worse. Okay. Oh my god. Stop it. Okay. Fuel lines and everything all buttoned up. Master, the supply line, all that stuff tidied up. Brake proportioning valve done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take two jacks and we're going to do one jack on this side and a jack on that side, and we're going to jack it up on the subframe connectors, lift it up, get the jack stands out from underneath. Once the car's in the air, we will take the motor and trans, we will roll it up underneath the car. I will take the stock crash beam and bolt it on, and then we'll grab the engine hoist, grab it by there like we did when we were pulling the motor, lift it up. Kind of cut it off in recording just because you start trying to get stuff done, and yeah, anyways, so figured I'd go ahead and do a quick little overview of what all we got done. Fuel pressure regulator is mounted, so this dude mounts right there, and then this is the return that goes back to the tank. Still have to make the line that goes from here back to the back side of this rail, but that's all sorted. Power steering lines are all done. They go down and secure to the side of the alternator instead of going down this way, so that they're not near any heat in that regard. So got all that stuff sorted. Just got the clutch line put on and got the feed line from the tank connected, heat wrapped, goes up. You can actually see it right over top of the right there over top of the brake booster. So wraps around the brake booster, goes down. Again, keeps it away from heat, keeps it out of the way too. And getting just a bunch of small stuff ironed out. Got the fuel feed all ironed out. Got the turbo mounted, get the turbo mount on. Oil drain on, snugged up. Got the steering shaft on. So all that's handled. Steering column is actually bolted to the firewall. The catch can and like the firewall grommets for everything. This is gonna mount here. Mount this grommet right here. So once we get all that mounted up and sorted out, then I will go ahead and figure out where this needs to go.